My PechaKucha topic for tonight will be on incorporating file backup into the photographer's workflow. I will discuss the difference between image backup and file backup. I will share with you the 3-2-1 principle on file backup. File and folder backup will back up each file on your PC. This is good when you need to recover a deleted file or a previous version of a file. This method will not work well for you if you want to do a full system restore. Most file backup methods will save photos and documents, but this method will not back up the applications that created these files. Image backups are just what the name implies, an image of your entire operating system, which includes files, executable programs, applications, and operating system configurations. Image backup solutions will create a full image of the hard drive, often using an automated method once set up. With an image backup, you can restore a single file, a folder, or many folders, or entire disk to the same or another computer. You can back up to different on-site or off-site devices, such as an external USB drive or a network-attached drive. Some imaging backup software allows data encryption for when you store an image in the cloud and you're concerned about privacy or need to meet a compliance requirement. As photographers, backing up our photos should be a big part of our workflow. Using a 3-2-1 backup strategy means that you have a total of 3 copies of your files, 2 of which are local, but on different devices. 1 more copy is kept off-site, or at the very least, geographically diverse to an extent. A RAID device, which includes the Drobo, Synology, QNAP, and the like, are not a backup when standing by themselves. These devices are made up of 2 or more drives housed in the same chassis. There is redundancy by way of design, which allows 1 or more of the drives to fail without any data loss. This is not an end-all backup solution by itself. Now let's talk about your files. Your first copy is the file on your computer, on your everyday drive. Your second copy of the file should be on a different device than the first copy is kept. Just remember, this second copy of your file exists to protect you from a hardware failure. This can be a drive failure, or a failure of your computer, or a failure of the enclosure in which the second drive is installed. Can you say ransomware? In simplest form, you need to place a first copy of your file on your computer and a second copy onto an external drive of some sort. Using this external drive, which is connected to the computer by USB, but it could also be a network-attached storage using Ethernet or Wi-Fi for access. Once you have your 2 local locations, you need to make a decision as to how you are going to ensure that you have your files from Drive 1 backed up onto Drive 2. This is where software comes into play, and there are some great ones. Many are free to use. SyncBack and EaseUS Total Backup are available for free. Then there are paid solutions such as Acronis True Image. SyncBack will perform a file backup. EaseUS Total Backup can do both, a file backup and a system image backup. There are several ways to ensure that you have an off-site copy of your files to comply with the final part of the 3-2-1 strategy I'm talking about. The most common way is to use a cloud storage service such as Google Drive, Dropbox, or Backblaze. There are so many cloud services to choose from that I can't get into naming all of them. Backblaze is a favorite at $60 a year, which with you have granular control of your cloud storage. Corporate accounts pay a whole lot more, and they follow restrictions as to the amount of data they can store. The consumer Backblaze subscription is open-ended, I believe. Let's do a typical example of a 3-2-1 backup method that a photographer would follow. Let's say a photographer uses Lightroom to download the photos from the memory card onto his internal hard drive of his computer. Once the download has been completed, that photographer will copy the folder full of photos manually onto an external USB drive. This same photographer will use Blackbase to create a cloud backup of the entire contents of his computer's internal drive. This is a 3-2-1 backup strategy. The photos eventually exist in 3 places: internal drive, external drive, and on the Backblaze cloud. The photos are in 2 different local devices: internal computer drive and external USB drive. The third copy is offsite in the Backblaze cloud. I hope this sheds some light on something that I feel very strongly about: preserving your data and incorporating backup procedure in your photographer's workflow. Thank you for listening.